Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome yet again to the Israel Brief, brought to you by Lay of the Land, with me, Rolene Marks, as we bring you those top stories every Monday to Thursday. So let's get into them. We know that that's why you called. And we begin by saying it was wheels down just moments ago in Rabat, Morocco, when our Foreign Minister Yair Lapid landed on a historic visit. Now, this is the first time since 2003 that a Foreign Minister from Israel is visiting the North African state. And this is the first high-level visit since Israel and Morocco signed the Abraham Accords. And we look forward to significantly upgrading relations between the two countries, especially in areas like economics and travel. Now, the Foreign Minister is in Rabat to inaugurate the Israeli liaison office. We aren't at full diplomatic relations yet, but there is high hopes that this will happen and that those missions will be upgraded to full diplomatic missions. And he will also visit the Bet El Synagogue in Casablanca. Over 1 million Israelis can trace their roots and their heritage back to Morocco, and direct flights started just last month. So we are looking forward to a very, very fruitful and close relationship with this country. In other news, our ambassador to the United Nations, Gilad Erdan, has asked for an immediate investigation into reports that Hamas are preventing inspectors from inspecting an uncovered tunnel that is very, very close to an UNRWA school. UNRWA are the United Nations Relief Works Agency, and they operate many schools in Gaza and the West Bank, and are often used in times of conflict as weapon storage facilities or as launch pads by terror groups such as Hamas. Now, Hamas will not allow inspectors to determine whether or not there are still bombs underneath, and if they place an immediate threat to the school, to the facilities, and of course to the students and personnel, who are gravely threatened by this and are often used as human shields by terror groups. So hopefully the United Nations will comply and send an investigative body with immediate effect to allow inspectors through. This is the same UNRWA that just last week came under tremendous criticism as UN Watch released their report that at least 113 UNRWA staff had made comments that were deemed anti-Semitic or insightful on social media. Now, next story is a very, very interesting one. The sister of Sarah Halimi, who was the Orthodox Jewish woman who was killed in Paris in an anti-Semitic attack when her neighbor broke into her apartment and said racist and anti-Semitic slurs at her, and then beat her up and threw her from the balcony of her apartment, killing her. Now, he wasn't brought to trial because under French law it was deemed that he was not fit to stand trial because he had smoked marijuana before. However, the sister has filed a criminal complaint in Israel because Israel has a law in place that allows for citizens of the state of Israel to file criminal charges or complaints against the perpetrators of anti-Semitic attacks abroad. The only caveat here is that France does not extradite. So this is going to be a very, very interesting case to follow, and we will see what kind of legal precedent it sets. And our final story of the day takes us to Greece. We do have confirmation from Greek officials that the terrible wildfires that have been threatening conservation efforts and people's homes and livelihoods are slowly coming under control. Israel has dispatched a team of at least 16 firefighters to help deal with the blaze. And those are your top stories making headlines, but you can check out our original content. There is an article up on our website at www.layoftheland.online posing a very important question. Should South Africans living in Israel be leading the charge and leading the fight against the accusations or comparisons that Israel is an apartheid state? With our experience, our knowledge, and our history, it should be South Africans that are helping to deal with, especially in light of a damning survey that finds that nearly a quarter of American Jews believe that Israel is an apartheid state. Read the article. It's up on our website. It's also up on our Facebook page. And if you like our content, please share it as far and wide as possible, including this very brief. And if you haven't already, please like us and follow us. We are really trying to grow our community as much as possible. If you're watching us on YouTube on our channel at The Israel Brief, please click on that red subscribe button and you'll be notified every time we upload news from Israel. And it's really important because it helps us tell Israel's side of the story to people who don't see it in the mainstream media. And if you're on Twitter right now, look for us. We're at Lay of the Land 5. That's at Lay of the Land 5. Click that follow button and join our community there. So all that remains for me today is to wish you a safe and healthy rest of your day. And we'll check in with each other for the latest headlines round about this time tomorrow.